A rare meeting between King Abdullah, US Secretary of State John Kerry, and as a last-minute addition, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Amman. The aim of this rigorous diplomacy in Amman was to put an end to recent fighting between Israelis and Palestinians over Israel's actions at the Al-Aqsa mosque in Jerusalem's Old City.
I thought it was quite clear from the conversation this evening and from prior conversations, which is why Prime Minister traveled over here, that he has deep concerns, as everybody does, about what has been going on in the rise of violence.
Last week, Jordan recalled its ambassador to Israel angrily, and the Jordanian foreign minister said that was the right thing to do.
As you know, there are several diplomatic options available to any country to protest something that they feel very, very strongly about. One of those actions is to recall an ambassador for consultation. And this was a very clear signal to Israel that what's been happening in the Al-Aqsa mosque compound, particularly over the last few weeks, is not acceptable to Jordan as custodian, not acceptable to 1.5 billion Muslims.
The first concrete step Kerry referred to came from Israel. It announced it is lifting age restrictions on worshippers at the Al-Aqsa mosque, restrictions it has imposed on and off for years. Kerry also met with Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas here on Thursday in an effort to diffuse tensions in Jerusalem and the occupied West Bank. But Abbas was not at the meeting with Netanyahu, Kerry and King Abdullah. Under the 20-year-old peace treaty between the two countries, Israel recognizes Jordan's special role in looking after shrines in Jerusalem. But Jordan says it's been undermined by Israel. Jordan is actively fighting ISIL in Iraq and Syria alongside the US. It's also one of only two countries in the region that have peace treaties with Israel. Washington cannot afford to have two of its closest allies in the Middle East in disagreement.
It's not intended to resolve the conflict, to provide any long-term peace, justice, or security. It is just enough to stabilize the situation, to pacify it, so the United States can continue with its other initiatives.
It took U.S. mediation this time to sort out Jordan and Israel's differences. Netanyahu promised that the status quo in Jerusalem will not be touched and made these assurances to King Abdullah in person. The question is whether this meeting will mark the beginning of the end of this latest conflict between Israelis and Palestinians. Nisreen El-Shamayleh, Al Jazeera, Amman.